Funko Pop characters.
Shut up!
What up, Randies? You know, before Amiibo and Figures to Life really took off, there were just figures. Some big, some small, and some impossibly adorable. And on today's episode, we're taking a look at the king of cute figures. That's right, the rarest Funko Pops. Founded in 1998 by Mike Becker, Funko had one mission: to create affordable, high-quality pop culture figures that both collectors and consumers would enjoy. Fast forward to today, and as you're likely aware, these wide-eyed wonder toys are basically everywhere. With over 1,000 pop culture characters from every media genre going under their belt, it's clear that Funko does not play around. But along the way to retail dominance, certain pops have become limited, and in some cases these $15 figures can sell upwards of $2,000, whether intended by the company or not. Also, it's worth mentioning that there are so many rare and exclusive pops these days that I simply can't showcase all of them. In fact, I won't even be talking about the Freddy Funko exclusives in this video, as I feel like those treasures are worthy of their own episode of the rarest. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you guys find this episode enjoyable at all, I'd love to do an entire mini-series on these vinyl figures, but that's a discussion for another time. Without further delay, here's today's showcase of the rarest Funko Pop characters. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, one figure emerged from the entire Pop Star Wars line of Funkos and challenged collectors everywhere to add it to their collection. The Shadow Trooper Funko Pop is primed to go even higher on this showcase thanks to a little help from Episode 7, and for good reason. Created all the way back in 2011, this figure was, like most Pops featured on this episode, a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. The combination of being from an older line, part of the Star Wars set, and being limited to 480 pieces is enough to make this no-name figure worth more than a Han covered in carbonite. On average, a Shadow Trooper will sell for around $870 US, but with Star Wars hype drawing near, its recent sales have been more so in the $950 to $1,000 range. Only time will tell how much higher it climbs, but I don't know. I have a feeling the force is strong in this one. I'm going to make a really good dad one day. From Star Wars to superheroes, this trinity of figures are grouped together because they're all 2010 San Diego International exclusives from the same line of Pop Heroes figures. This Heroes line in particular probably boasts the rarest exclusives in all of Funko history, but these three are the cream of the cowled crop. First up, we have the glow-in-the-dark variant Green Lantern. This human glow stick was limited to only 240 pieces and currently sells for upwards of $810 US. But don't be surprised if it starts fetching higher, as in 2015, it experienced a major spike. But of course, no DC showcase is complete without the Dark Knight. I'll just say it here, Funko makes a lot of Batman figures. I could probably make 3 episodes just based on rare Batman series pops alone, but these last two are the king and queen of all Batman fanatics collections. Like the GID Green Lantern, the blue metallic Batman and black Batgirl pops were both limited to only 240 pieces. So which Cape Crusader is worth more? Well, surprisingly, it's Batgirl, likely because more people kept their Batmans in pristine shape, and so there's less quality Batgirls to go around today. These exclusives sell for $850 and $960 on average, respectively, and won't be dropping anytime soon. And the award for most surprising entry is Boo Berry. Yeah, you heard me right. A cereal mascot makes a list of the rarest pops, but there's an explanation behind this, besides the fact that Boo Berry is truly America's eternal sweetheart. Seriously though, this glow-in-the-dark Boo Berry was limited to only 24 pieces when it was sold as a GID exclusive. As far as I can tell though, it wasn't a con exclusive and was likely part of a promotion or something along those lines. Either way, this figure sells for approximately $950 US and seems nearly impossible to find. And yes, This does mean we live in a world where Boo Berry is more coveted than Batman. Think about that for a second. Like Boo Berry, this next dual entry of figures are certainly more rare rather than expensive. I'm not wrong in stating that Dumbo, though very loved, certainly isn't Disney's most popular mascot, and yet 2 Funkos based on the flying elephant happen to be the best-selling of the Pop Disney line. Both of these variants were released as exclusives at SDCC only 2 years ago, but have quickly gained a reputation from collectors. Currently they go for $970 and $1,080 respectively. But hey, I guess that's just what happens when you make 2 extremely adorable figures. Oh yeah, there's also only 48 of each, so that probably factored in a bit. This final entry isn't just one of the most expensive, as you'll soon see, but also by Matt Norris's own admission, the rarest figure the company has ever produced. And he helped create the company. Not much is known about the 24 Clockwork Orange Funko Pops, other than early on in the company's lifetime, the license for Alex from the classic Kubrick film fell through. However, before all this went down, 12 regular and 12 glow-in-the-dark figures were produced. With no proper way of selling the figures, CEO Brian Mariotti simply gave the Pops to loyal collectors, and since then only 2 sales have taken place, none recorded of the glow-in-the-dark Chase variant. Selling for upwards of $2,610 US, this figure is both expensive and heavily desired among collectors, and you'll likely never see one for sale. And all of that, plus the fact that Funko's even come out and said so, makes the Clockwork Orange vinyl figures the rarest Funko Pops ever made. Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for today's episode of The Rarest. But if you liked what you saw, then please leave a comment down below and let me know. And if you didn't see your favorite Funko Pop on today's showcase, don't worry, it's probably coming. Now, as always, thank you for watching this episode of The Rarest. Follow us on Twitter at RainHim10s for more news and updates and stuff of that nature. And, as I always say guys, happy hunting, baby rhinos.